Good afternoon, guys. I'm in the kitchen and I'm getting ready to make some more icebox pies today. I've got 3 pre-made crust here. I'm using graham cracker crust today. You can use graham cracker or regular pie crust if you want to bake them and use them. They work fine with it. But anyway, I have got 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese in hot tap water softening. This is how I soften my cream cheese if you've never seen me do it. This is the best way to get fluffy, creamy cream cheese and don't have to beat and beat and beat to get it to soften up. So we'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll get started making these pies. Okay, I was going to make some butterscotch cookies today, but I decided to make a butterscotch pie, an icebox pie. And when you make icebox pies, you usually use instant pudding with it. Excuse me. So we're going to use 1 box of Jell-O butterscotch instant pudding, and this is a small box, the 3.4 ounce. And we're going to put it right here in this little container. And I've got 1/2 cup of whole milk and 1/2 cup of half and half. Now we're only going to use half the milk called for by the pudding because we're making a pie. And we want the pie to get stiff. But we also want it to be real creamy. So I'm going to get this pudding mixed up best I can here where it's looking good. That way, we're not having to add as much sugar to the rest of the... Now, if you want to make this as sugar-free as possible, use sugar-free butterscotch pudding here. Now, if we're getting ready to put the cream cheese in, and I've had my cream cheese softening right here in this water. Let me get this rag and kind of blot the water off of it. And then I'm going to get my scissors. And this is what I tell everybody. This is the easiest way to soften cream cheese. You just snip the end of it off, and then you just push, and the whole thing comes right out. And you don't waste a bit of it. Okay. Now, to that, we're going to add 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar packed. We're not going to add... And you can add Swerve or Splenda or some of the brown sugar blends that are, you know, more diabetic friendly, or if you're just watching your sugar. Now, let me get my, oh goodness, Katie sees a booger. Let me get my mixer over here where I can mix up this cream cheese and sugar. Get it turned the right way on my hand here. I'm trying not to tear my pie crust up because I've got all of them sitting out up here in the way. Let's see. Well, sometimes Robert sticks things down in here and he doesn't think about what it's going to do when I try to get it out. You have to kind of put things where they belong and where they don't aggravate everything else. But men don't think about that. I've got chocolate on my mixer. Now we're going to mix this up just a little bit. Now, we're going to add just a tiny bit of vanilla, not a lot, about a 1/2 teaspoon. Now, look how creamy that is. Just as creamy as it can be. Now we're going to add the butterscotch pudding. And it should be set quite a bit more now. I'll tell you what, these new mixers, I'm not going to wash this. I'm going to lay this right here and I'm going to use it again in a few minutes. Now we're going to get the pudding and we're going to put the pudding down in there. And you want to make this where it can sit overnight. Or at least 6 hours, because you have to give it time to set up because it has cream cheese and other things in it. And I got it on my knuckle there. Now I'm going to mix this up. Okay. Now, set my mixer right over here out of the way. And I've got an 8-ounce container of extra creamy Cool Whip. I think mine is the Kroger brand. It's the Kroger brand. And I'm going to put about, I don't know. Well, shoot. I got 2 spoons there. I'm going to put about half of it, I guess. Maybe a little less than half. Now, we're going to fold this in. I'm going to get my spatula back over here. This takes a minute to get this in here right. Because you don't want to be able to see in any of the white. You want to make sure it's all mixed in. Now, okay. Now we got our pie crust. And we're going to put this in here. Now these aren't real big pie crusts. They're about an 8-inch looks like. But this will fill it pretty much full. And this is almost like a cheesecake, a no-bake cheesecake. But it's not hardly. It's a little different. Well, where's my spoon, guys? You all know what I have to spread this out with. Because I want it to be spread out right. I can just maneuver the spoon a lot better than I can a big old bulky spatula. I can just make this a little spoon do I want to. These are easy to make and they're really good. They're really good. And you don't want to go past the edge of your crust here. You want to kind of leave it and want to flatten the top out the best you can because you're going to put a little bit of Cool Whip on top of it, but you're going to leave the edges showing. And I'm going to taste this. That's good. That is really good. Now, you can sprinkle a little pecans on top of this. Would make it even better. So I'm going to kind of dollop this around. And I'm not going to get too close to the edge over here. Now, we just kind of want to go around. We want to be able to see the edges. Kind of like this. And you can make you some little pretty swirls in it if you want to. Now, I didn't lick it though, guys. I wanted to, but I didn't. I'm going to put that back in the fridge because there's a little tad bit left in it. And we might use it in just a minute. Now, I'm going to sprinkle a few pecans on top of mine, so I'll be right back. Let me get me some pecans out. Let's see. There's a bag. I just love these pecans I got at Kroger the other day because they are chopped fine and they work so good in something like this. Now, we're just going to sprinkle a few of these toasted chopped pecans on here. And there's your butterscotch cream pie. Icebox pie. Now, this is an icebox pie, so it has to stay in the refrigerator. You want to let it sit in there for at least 6 hours, I would. It's better if you leave it overnight. Now, I took all my lids, because these pie crusts come with these little lids. I take the stuff off, I wash them, and then I dry them and put them back on the pie. So, now I'm going to stick this back on here and go out and put it in the fridge and let it be cooling down. And the next one I'm making is a banana pudding pie. So it'll be next.